let's start with the Git. So Git, as you all know, it's a way where we can uh, push our changes, like whatever the changes that we have. So we can actually push those changes to the remote repo, or we can actually pull changes. So this is a kind of a collaboration tool. It's a kind of a central. This is not a centralized repository like we do have the SVN or something like that. So this is actually decentralized. So which is everybody will have a copy of it, and then they can work, or they can create their changes on top of it. So that's how the Git actually comes into the picture. And so the very few items I would say in terms of configurations. So this is the very first thing that we have to do in terms of configuring the username and in terms of configuring the user mail. So let me, since I have already configured, I'll just take you through the list of configurations. So here you can see all the configurations which I've did so far. There are like several configurations which I did in terms of the name, in terms of here you can see the name, the email, everything that I have configured, and the alias, the recent repo that I have created. So all these are part of my configuration. So since you will do this, I mean, since I was using this machine for a long time, so all these configurations comes up one after the other. But on top of this, we have to do very few basic configurations. Let me click Q. Yep. So some of the very basic configurations where we have to configure the git config minus minus global user dot name, and then we have to give our name inside the double quote. So this will actually the reason why we are giving is any changes that we make will be tagged towards this username. So that's the reason we give this username, and then we have the email, user dot email, and that will give us the email. So the reason is if we are connected to the repositories like GitHub or GitLab or uh, Bitbucket or whatever the other repository. So we can use the same Git thing, but when you are using your email, all those changes will be tagged toward those emails. So any communications, any settings will be configured to that email ID. So that's the reason we have to configure our username and email. So that's the very basic few things that you have to configure at the very beginning. And then let me create a directory for this. So for creating a directory, we all know that's the mkdir, and let me create Studios folder. And now I have
So
a
it's
new folder.
this command.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt. Actually,
yeah, go ahead,
this
go ahead.
command is to create the directory, right? Character directory like a
Yeah,
folder, right?
this is to create a directory. Yeah, yeah, because I have several other directories in this folder. But because of
Okay.
that, I'm creating a separate folder. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So let's cd into this folder. So now I have been. I mean, like, I changed my directory to the new folder. So this is the folder where we're going to make all the changes, and we know there are like some commands where we can do git status or those commands which we can try. So the reason why we are getting this command, the fatal not a git repository command, is because we haven't configured, or we haven't initialized the git into this folder, right? So that's the reason we're getting this command. So most of us will get panic, like whenever we get this command, like when I make some changes and when I try to do a git add, so I get the same command. It's the reason behind this is not a git repository. So the moment it gets, or it is considered as a git repository, is only after we initialize it. So to initialize, we have to give git space in it. So once after you do this, and if you type any of the git command, it will be recognized, because until we initialize this repository, this is the message that we get. That is, it is not a git repository or any of the parent directories. And we should have this .config file inside this folder. I'll just show that to you. Uh, yeah. So here we can see there are like directories in a file. Let me just get that.
I think only ls we need to type. I think.
ls will not work here,
Oh,
because it's not recognized. For yeah, ls minus a will actually tell us what are the hidden files as well.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a moment. Yep. Same, yeah. Hidden. So here you can see we have got this .git folder. So if I cd into this one. Here we can see few more files. Uh, yep. Yeah. A colon h and slash b slash. Okay, the system. Okay. Let me get those command. But now, okay, let me just show you the folder.
Mhm.
And yeah, so these are the folders that we have inside the Git folder. So what happens is we do have these three files. So these are very important one. The head actually will show us what are the head, like where exactly the head is pointing to. Let me open that. So the reason we have to know this is in times when we want to make any changes or when we find like something is stuck. So here you can see the current change is to the master branch. So or the head is pointing towards the master. So anytime when we make changes, automatically this will change. And then we have the description file. And this shows that it's an unnamed repository and this file description to name the repository. And then we have this config file. Where we can see the configuration details for this particular repository. So same way, we can see the hooks. These are like different repos and like other folders which we have. And then there's one more thing which is .git ignore. So I'll explain it to you very soon. And then we have refs. Yep. So this will actually show the heads and the refs or whatever tags that we create. So all these are these are things which we might not come across, but still we have to have a little idea on like what is happening and why is these files created and what is happening inside that.
Okay.
So now coming back to the Git. Okay, so since we already initiated, and the next thing is like we can create some files, and then we'll see what happens when we add, when we do a commit and everything. And firstly, let me do a git status. So git status is something like to see what is the current status. So is there anything um, available in terms of the branches, or is there any commits that has to be committed and everything? So any doubts so far?
No, no, I'm
Hmm?
good.
Okay, okay, sure.
Actually, I have only one doubt. So now you created that Git folder, right? Dot Git
Hmm.
was there.
Hmm.
Inside that folder, I can able to see that refs common
Hmm.
and
Hmm. Hmm.
few directories will be there. And apart from
Yeah,
the dot .yet file is there.
yeah.
So what happens? Actually, previously when I was working in Neoload, in one scenario, what happened? That head file it is automatically getting vanished. So whenever making a commit, it is not allowing me to make the commit without that head. It is generating that head, but automatically it is getting vanished at certain point. I'm not sure why. What I have done at that point, I've just deleted everything and just take it back. And after that, once again, I reinitialized all the Git. At the time, it was working. But I just want to know why that head file is getting vanished. Is there any, you know, uh,
So you were
idea
using
for that?
the GitHub repo as the repository for Neoload. Is that right?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
And did you get a chance to open the head file? Like, what did you find in there?
That head file, it is getting vanished. Actually, it is getting
No, no, no.
vanished.
I'm asking about the content. What content do you have inside that head file?
No, that's what that file itself getting vanished in the runtime.
Oh, okay. So you mean to say there is no head file?
Yes, 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 sir. Yeah.
Okay, that's so sometimes it happens. Maybe it could be an issue with the Git installation. So if it is not properly configured or if it is not properly initialized, that could be a chance. And is that the first time you were using that Git in your machine, or is that someone has already
Yes,
used
yes.
that?
First time I utilized.
So if it is not properly initialized, then there are that chances where you could see those issues. And
Okay.
yeah, so you have to properly configure, you have to properly initialize and everything. So when you do a second time, right? So what happens is
Mm.
like the previous changes would have actually brought those configuration changes. So maybe that could be the reason where it works fine in the second time.
Okay, okay, got
Yeah,
it.
so
Yeah.
by knowingly or unknowingly, we might not, or we would have missed some configurations. So when that reinstallation or the reinitialization happens, so that could have been working.
Okay, 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 got it,
Mm.
got it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Let me start with creating some
yeah. Please go
files.
ahead.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. So let me create a file first. Uh, this is my first file. I'm just using Python files just for this case.
Okay.
And now when I type git status, so here you can see I have got a new file. So currently it's untracked. So the meaning untracked is Git can recognize this file, but I cannot commit this. Say for example, if I do a git commit now, git commit minus m, and with the messages first commit, so it will tell me that I'm doing an initial commit, but it says there is nothing added to commit, but untracked files present. So that's the reason I'm telling you. So this is something that Git knows that there is something that I have to commit, but it is still untracked. Okay, so for
Okay.
that we have to add this file. So we have to write git. So there are like several commands, but let's start with the beginning. So in case if you want to add multiple files, you can start with git add file1.py. That's a file name.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do this and when I type git status again, so here it says the changes to be committed. So and now at this scenario, this file is tracked. So because
Mm-hmm.
no more you get that message that there are untracked files and you have to do git add. So actually git actually gives us some command in case if we are confused, like it'll tell us like use git add command to include in what files to be committed, and in case if you want to remove this, yep, it also gives you some commands like this. So yeah, in this scenario, so now I have added this file. So I have created a file. So initially, let me just do a quick recap. So I initially configured and then I created a folder and I initialized that folder and then I have added this file. So now it is a tracked file. It's still not committed. It's still not staged. So
Mm-hmm.
for that, actually, there are like several commands. Let me show you a few more commands to do this add part. So when we try, okay, let me add one more file. This line to file to UI. And let me try one more file as well. File B.py. So when I type git status, so now it shows there is one file that needs to be committed, but still there are like two untracked files. Okay, and like I told you, there were other commands. Like initially we did git add space and then file 2, file 3, file 1. But if you have like multiple files and you know all these files have to be committed, so in that case you can use git add space minus space dot, like the period symbol. So when you do this,
Okay.
this will add all the files. So if I do a git status now, this will tell me that okay, these files has to be committed. So because these files are added, but still these files have to be committed. And yeah, so let's do a quick commit. Okay, git
So basically,
commit
the dot represents all the file inside that
all the
particular
files,
directory.
all the files. Yeah, correct. So we can
Okay.
actually use dot. We can use star symbol. So for both, they both work in the same way. And there is one more thing, like if you have like files in different folders, say for example, you are in a particular folder and you have like another parent folder, or you have like child folder. So star symbol will actually work. Yeah. So
Okay.
now we'll commit all these changes, and for that, my first commit. When I type this, so this minus m is actually the message for
Message.
you to yeah, for you to commit your changes. So there is one more thing which I'll tell you. Like let me first do a git status. So here it shows that we are on the branch master and there is nothing
Mm-hmm.
to commit in the working tree screen because we have already committed all these files, and these files are currently in our Git. So they were like staged. So
Mm-hmm.
they were staged, and they are nothing to track because there is no more changes to this particular files. And what I'll do is let me do another change here, which is I mean in terms of Git commit. So let me add another file. Go this for my file one, and I'll add it to file1.py. And let me do a git status. So here you can see the file one, because I made some changes to the file one, so that has actually moved to this current status, which is I have to add this file and then I have to commit it. So in this case, let me do a git add. I can even try start. So this will add all the files. When I do a git status, it will show me. And so there is one more way, so which I told you, like without using -m, yes, I can do it. So if I type git commit, it will take me to this particular screen. So here,
Okay.
instead of giving like one line of commit message, I can type multiple lines. Say, for example, this, to insert, yeah, I have to press I. So once you press I, you'll get this way of inserting your command. And I can type like, this is my second commit using git commit command. And once you typed it, click on escape. And at the bottom, you can see the mouse, the cursor, and then click colon and W, Q. So W is to save your changes and Q is used to quit when I type it. So here you can see one file change, and there is one insertion and one deletion to this change. And if I type a git status, so here also you can see the commit message that what I have given for this particular change. So when I type a git status, so there is no more changes. And there is one more command which we have to know, that is the git log. So this will actually help us to understand what are all the commits that has been done and who did this. So like you see in this other section, so here you can see my name where I have used to configure it, and the email. So what I have given here. So all these things you can see in terms of the commits. So what are commits I gave? So you can see that here. And let me come back to this part. Let me just close this one. Let me open it again. Whether we can see whether the commit, the head thing works. Okay, it still shows refs head master, and I believe it's where the master branch. Like you can either change it to main or you can either change it to master branch. Oh, fine. And there is like few more commands in terms of Git. So so here you can see a detailed message, like what is your commit message and what is the date, like when did you committed it, and all the other details and everything. And along with that, you get the hash command as well. So in case if you want to see it in a single line, if you want to see like many messages, like if there is like multiple commits, and if you are seeing like this, that will be like multiple pages. So what you can do is like you can try git log minus one line. So this will sorry. But this will actually give you only the commits and the initial first few characters. So you can use this for any of your commit related changes. So here you can see this is your first commit, and this is your second commit, and this is pointing towards the head. So this is your if I'm seeing what is in my the git change, whatever I have done. So all any changes that you have done until this part will be reflecting. So you won't be able to see the previous changes. So this is how it works in terms of adding, committing, and so any doubts so far?
Oh, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, please
Hmm?
go on.
Okay, sure. So where you get a chance to use a Git in your project, or like did you use just only for Neoload thing, or is that something you
Uh,
want to move to DevOps related tool and you're looking for this DevOps, or I mean Git training?
yeah, in future, I'm just looking for the DevOps things and all, but right now we are using in the project Neoload as well. Neoload also
Mm-hmm.
I'm using, and in projects like for example, we are automating all our things and all,
No,
all
for
the
CI/CD.
applications.
Mm-hmm.
So for that we need to use the GitHubs. Right now we are
Okay.
using via either way, like in manual, like CMD. There also we
Mm-hmm.
can use this Git commands, and apart from that, in the Catalan, there is an application called Catalan tool, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So for automating everything. So in that tool also we are using this Git commands and all. So I just want to have a brief, not brief, like a huge deep understanding about this Git things and all. So
Okay. So
yeah,
so far you understood, right? Like how is it going?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
I find it very
yeah.
quicker. Sure. Yeah, so apart from, I mean, so far we saw about only the master branch. So if I type git branch, so this will actually show me that I have only my master branch. And branching is something like, okay, you must know, like you have your Neoload project, and if you are adding any change, you will be adding it as a feature, like adding it as a
Yes.
branch. Yeah, and you make all those changes, and once you find everything is okay, then you will merge it to the main or to the master branch, and everybody in your team will know that. And until then, it will be only your feature, like only the one who created us have can see or can change, or else in case if somebody wants to know, then they can check it out. But
Yeah.
it is just a feature, it's just a branch. So until
Yeah.
you merge it, it will be just in the branch. Yeah. So now here you can see, so like the way like any change that you want to make, so you can actually create those branches. So the command to create is like git checkout minus b. And okay, there is two things. One is you can use git checkout space and then the branch name. Say for example, if I'm using like feature or like okay, feature one. So this will actually okay, feature technology, git checkout minus b. Okay, this will actually create the branch, or I can create the branch like git branch and then the branch name. So this will actually create the branch. And if I type git branch, so here you can see I have two branches now. So one is the master and the other one is the feature branch. And
Okay.
there is one more command where you can check out to that branch, and any branch if you check out. So checkout is something like you are moving to that branch. So instead of from the master, so you will move to the feature branch. So if you see git branch, then you can see initially
Yeah.
you are in the
Got it.
master branch, and when you do a checkout, you have moved to the feature one branch. So there is one more command, which is you can use switch as well. So git switch master also will do the same thing. So if I do a git branch, now you can see you are in the master branch. So there is one more command in terms of the checkout, which is you can automatically create a branch, and then you can switch to that branch as well. So that is git checkout minus b and then feature minus 2. And now if I type
Okay.
git branch, so here you can see automatically I have created a branch and then I have switched to that branch. So initially I was in master, and now I have moved
Mm-hmm.
to feature 2, right? So this is
Yeah.
how we can switch between the branches, and then you can make all these changes. And apart from that, yeah. So again, the point here is, let me show you one thing. So let me switch to master, and if I do a git log minus minus one line, you can see all these three branches like your master, feature 2, feature 1 all have the C7 as the final commit, the latest commit. So everything has the same one. So in case if you want to make some changes in your branch, so what you have to do is you have to go to git switch or git, let's use git checkout feature minus one, right? Okay, so now we are
Mm-hmm.
in your feature branch, and you can actually make some changes. Say for example, I can add a change like this is my first feature branch change, and you are making it in the feature one. So if I do a git status, you can see on branch feature one, it is not on main branch, but it is on the branch feature one.
Feature
You
one.
have an untracked file. Yeah. And when you do a git add space dot, and when you do a git status again, so now the file is being tracked, and you can do a commit. So git commit minus m, my first commit in feature
One.
minus one. Yep. So this will actually bring your commit in your feature branch. So what happens is so now when you do a git log minus minus one line, here you can see your previous branches, right? The master and feature two as are like they were set up only at this point, but your feature one is has an additional commit, which is the feature one commit. This particular commit is added to this particular one. So say for example, if I like switch, or if I switch to feature two, and if I do a git log minus minus one line, here you can see it is still in the previous commit, right? So
Okay.
but when you are in your feature one, so you have all this commit, on top of that you have your new commit as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Correct.
So this is how it works actually. Any change that you
But
make, yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
only one question. Sorry to
Hmm.
interrupt. Actually, here or whenever I'm switching the branch, at the time that head will point to that particular branch, right?
Yes, head will point to the latest commit in your current branch. So in which
Okay.
branch
In
you
the
are,
feature
it will
two,
show.
we
Yeah.
didn't make any commit, right? In
Yes, that's
feature
why
two.
in feature 2 we did not make any commit, but we have cloned it from the head from the master,
Okay.
right? So I have cloned it
Okay.
from the master branch, so it is still having the same commit which the master has.
But we
After that, I
never
have not
used
made
it,
any changes.
that clone command, right? We just created a branch, but we
We
didn't
Yeah,
create.
see, cloning is different and branching is different. They both are
Yeah.
same, but what happens? See, when you are cloning the entire repo, but in a
Yeah.
branching, you are branching just the particular branch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, so that's how it happens. So and again, you cannot clone in the same Git repo. So when you are cloning, you are doing it from the remote repo. You cannot do the
Mm.
cloning from your remote one. Yeah. Again, once after you clone, only then you have the you can do the branching, because
Mm.
cloning is something like you have one person and you're cloning all his features and everything, but branching is something like in a tree you have the okay, we can't say this tree example here. Say for example you have one particular notebook, and branching is something like you're taking a copy of that notebook, so whatever you have in the first notebook at the last point will be in the second notebook until you
Okay.
add anything in the second notebook. Both first and second notebook are the same, because you have taken a copy
Okay.
of it. You have taken an exact copy of what is in the first note,
Okay. Yeah.
right?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
what
cloning and
my doubt
branching will
exactly?
cloning and branching, yeah, will look almost similar.
Mm.
But the thing is, there are like little nuances which we can see, like once we understood, once we I do the cloning and then we can do. See, even in the cloning, yes. You can okay, in cloning what happens is you have it in the remote repo and you can clone it to your local machine, or you can clone it in another remote machine. But what the thing is, like, you have the same set of commits there and here. Okay, what are the other differences you have? Yeah, one more thing. So when you're doing a cloning, you can only clone the master branch,
Mm-hmm.
or you can clone only a particular branch. Say
Correct.
for example, I can check out a develop branch, or I can check out a SIT branch, or I can check out a UAT branch,
Yes. Yes.
right? Yeah, and that
Yeah.
can be anything. It can have a higher commit than, I mean, more commit than the main, or it can have a lesser commit than the main. Like that, there could be a lot of differences. But yeah, once
Mm-hmm.
it depends on like at what particular scenario we use it. And branching is something like, I would say, okay, if you want to add a new feature, you can use your branching strategy there. Like you have all the entire change, everything is there, and then you're going to branch it from there. But when you do a cloning, what you're doing is like you're going to take the original file, everything will be there. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, branching is something you are already there, but cloning is
Mm-hmm.
something you are going to get the complete repo, you're going to get a complete copy of it.
Okay. Okay. Got
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, and yeah, after we did all this branching, okay, and so we did the branching, and I made the changes in my feature one. So after making all these changes and everything, so now if I want to merge it, so I can use the merge command. So let me just do it in the git check out feature minus one. Yep, branch. Okay. So what I'll do is if I want to merge it, so I have to check out to master. So which branch I want to merge it. So I have to move to that branch and then git merge. I think it's a git merge feature one, and then
So merge in the sense like whatever the commits that I have made against my branch, like feature two is my branch.
Mhm,
Whatever the updates that I made inside the feature two. So
mhm.
all the script, all the things that we are merging into master as well, right?
Yes. Say for example, if I want to merge all my changes to master. Okay, say okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you this way. In your new load example, so you have branched from your master, right? And then what happens is you added one extra script to your new load.
Mm-hmm.
And once you
Yes.
made that extra script, now you want to merge it to the master, so or to the main, so that everybody can see that,
Yeah.
right? So for that, you have to check out to your master branch. So which branch you want to merge it to. So you have to check out to that particular branch, and
Mm-hmm.
then you have to type git merge, and then which branch you want to merge. So when you type it, so this will say that one file is changed. That is one insertion. And now if you do a git log minus minus one line, and now you can see The feature 2 is lagging behind because we have not made any change. But what you did is we have the master branch and the feature branch with the latest commit.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is how the merge and the branching works. So you can branch and then make the changes, and then you can merge it with your main. So the reason is you don't want to. I mean, like what usually happens, like I mean, like anybody will not have access to directly make changes in the master branch, because that's how the GitHub or any of the Git repositories will be designed to. Because uh, the main will have all the working code and everything, right? So they don't want to break it, or they don't want to collapse it.
Mhm.
So again, this here we have actually did it very easily. But the thing is, like when we are doing it in using GitHub or Git Lab, what happens is we have to check it. There will be some actions running in the behind the scene, and then once it is passed, then somebody has to approve it, and that approver will have to go through the code. He has to check out the code. He has to read what has happened, what change has been made, and then after doing multiple reviews, only then he can approve it. So this happens.
Mhm.
But here the reason we are doing it like this is a kind of a sandbox thing. So we are doing it like how does this merge works, how does this branching works.
So, like, sorry to interrupt. Just have a
Mhm.
question.
Yeah,
So
sure.
once I have committed, like, I need to raise the PR, right? Next thing before merging.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was telling about the GitHub repo. That happens in the
Mm.
GitHub repo where you create a pull request. So that pull request is to pull your changes to the master branch or to any other branches, to any of the main branch or any other branches.
Okay.
But
Okay.
here,
Got
since
it.
it's a kind of a sandbox and you're doing it local, so here nothing is required. So that's the reason we are doing. But you have to understand this command, because this same command will be used when you are trying to merge your changes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Please go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Any other doubts so far?
So far nothing. Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. Yeah. Yeah. So we did git add, git commit. Okay, and then git pull origin, git stash. Okay. Changes the commits. Okay. We will see about the stash now. So stash is something like we can, if we want to view any changes, or if we want to stash some changes, then we can do that. So let me just show that one. Feature -2. And let me add a file, or let me add a change here. That's fine. UI. So now it shows that I have made a change to my file.2.py, and I'm on the feature branch 2. So if I type a git stash here,
Okay.
so it says that the saved working directory and index state WIP and feature 2, and this particular commit, this is my second commit using the git command. So when I do a git status now, so it shows there is nothing, right? Previously when I did a git status, it showed there is a file, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now when I do a git stash, what actually it happens is like it actually removed that file. It says there's nothing there.
Why it's removing?
That's how the git stash works. So if you want to remove, or if you want to discard some changes, you can do that. If you want to
Okay.
you made some changes, but you don't want that change to be merged, or you don't want that change to be tracked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Okay.
if I do a git stash list, you can see what are the changes that we do. So here you can see.
But it will be in my local repo, right? In my local machine, it
um,
will be there, right? That file.
no, it won't be there, because if you do a git status, you can see that you can't see that file.
So it will permanently delete from my machine
Yes,
if I
yes.
give the git stash. Okay.
Yep, yep.
Okay. Fine. Cool.
And you have to do a git stash apply. So this, if you see here, so this change, so no changes are added to the commit, because once you do the git stash apply, this will show this file here. So if you do git status again, so now this file has been revamped, or it has been again restored.
So if I give
So
apply git stash apply, that file
it
it
will
will be
come back
there. It will
again.
not
Yeah,
be.
yeah. So if I do a git stash again, and if I do a git status, that file will be removed. And if I do a git stash apply, so that file will be coming back. So this will be kind of,
Oh,
you won't be able, I mean, like that file anyways will be there in your machine, like it will be there, but In terms of Git, it'll go like invisible. So that happens when you're doing the
Oh, that's what I'm asking. Like in my
mm.
machine, in that file
Yeah,
will
in
be
your
there,
my
but in
machine
the
will be there. Yeah. It'll be there, but it won't be tracked in terms of the Git.
okay, okay.
It'll be like invisible one. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay, if I'm applying Git stash, after that I'm checking out that particular branch and I'm just, committing all the things and all. Like
Mm,
what are
mm,
the unstage things will be there.
mm,
Just
mm.
moving everything to the stage one, I'm just committing the codes. At the time, that invisible file also will be there in the
No, it won't be, because
branch.
that's the reason
It won't be.
when we use Git status, that file was not visible.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
cool,
because
got it.
anything that is visible, only then we can add or we can commit it. If it is not visible,
Okay,
then we won't be able
so
to do anything. Yeah.
one more doubt. Like, just think like I'm having on 10 files in my repo in
Hmm.
my machine. So
Hmm.
I want to commit 9 files. Only one file still I don't want to track it up. Still it is
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
progress or something. So I
Hmm.
don't
Hmm.
want to track it up. So if I
Hmm.
want to ignore that one file, do I
Hmm.
need to mention what's the command like?
You can
In the Git.
actually add those files in terms of, like, you can use git add, and you can give the names of the other files. You can ignore those files.
Okay.
You can ignore the other file, and then you can use a git stash. So
Oh,
that
okay.
file will not be recorded, but all the other files will be added.
Okay. Is it
Yeah.
possible may I use this Git stash directly
Yep.
with file name?
No, it can be
No.
assumed. You don't expect. No, it won't work. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And there is one more
Yeah.
thing,
Please
which
go
is
ahead.
git stash pop. So this will actually tell you that there is no changes to commit, and the stash entry is kept in the case you need it again. So when I do a git status now, so this actually will still have that file. Okay, I think okay, it's not working. It shows up botting. Fine. I think it's not working here. Just want to merge. Okay, fine. No worries. So this I'll explain you later. For now. So for now,
Mhm.
let me do a git status. Yep, and I have this file. So let me add this one and I'll go commit. This is my second feature two. And if you go git status, yep, and git log. So now, since the other two branches has their own commits, so that won't be visible here. So now, since we are in the feature two, and it is only showing the feature two branch, because now the changes has been changed, right? I mean, like, yes, previously
Mhm.
we do have this until this commit. Yes, we do have the same commit, but then when we are here, all the commits has been changed. So that's the reason we are not able to see that previous commits here, and these will start to show their own separate changes. And yeah, like we you know how to do the git merge. So if I'm doing the git merge without checking out to the original branch, say for example, if I want to merge this feature to the master branch, but still if I was only in the
Feature
feature
two.
two branch, so yeah, so what happens if I do this? It will say at the time already up to date, because I'm on the feature branch, and if I can't merge the same branch to the same branch, like same branch to the same one, right? So
Yeah.
if I want to merge it to the master, yes, I have to check out to the master, and then
Master.
I can do the merge. Yeah, this
Okay.
will actually, yeah, good. This will actually merge the change, and I, yep, escape WQ. So this will actually change, and then when I go it log one line, and now you can see, yep. So we have got all these changes. That is the feature one. I mean, this has happened in the feature one. So before we merge, that was a commit in feature one, and this was the commit in feature two. And when I merge it, so I created a new commit. Right, so this is
Mhm.
how it works. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Please. Yeah.
Hmm?
Go ahead. And one more thing. Sorry,
Mhm,
I thought
mhm.
of asking.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
writing the PR, what is the command in Git like through the command prompt?
Yeah, git push, and then your origin. So origin is something like a git repo, and then your branch. So which branch you want to push. Say for example, if you want to push your main, then you can use main, or if you want to push your feature, if this is the command. So once you do that, that'll create a push. That'll create actually a pull request in your GitHub repo, and you have to click on that request, and that will allow you to take to a new pull request. So we will see that GitHub thing separately because I don't want to mix GitHub and Git now, because that will be like
Oh,
a kind
okay.
of a next level. Yeah, we'll see that
Okay.
in the separate session. Yeah, next time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this
sure,
one
sure.
will actually this one like we have to set all these setup like that. Origin will have the URL, your GitHub URL, and then your
Hmm.
branches here. So once you want to create this one, and once you push all your changes, so that will go to the GitHub, and there you can see what changes you want to make or what changes you want to merge.
Okay, okay. Got it, got it.
Yeah.
And one more thing, like say for
Yeah.
example, right now we made lot of commit, correct? Like
Hmm,
each
hmm,
commit is having a separate ID. That's
yeah.
what it mentioned here in
Hmm, hmm,
C91F9 something. So say for example, the last commit that I have made that is wrong. Actually, I just want to reverse that commit.
hmm, hmm, hmm.
So what will be is there any way to reverse that commit?
Yeah, yeah. We can actually do a reset, I think. Yep. And if I do a git status now and git log, so here, yeah, I can see you don't have that last commit. Okay, let me check which branch I'm in. Sorry, git branch. Okay, I'm on my master branch. So I have
Mhm.
removed my last commit, like whatever the previous commit I had, I have removed that. When
Like
I do
in the
the
future
soft head,
to okay,
yeah, yeah, I had the feature two branch merged, right? So I have removed that
okay, the entire commit whichever we
entire
made.
commit because that was the last commit.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah.
So
And
for that
there is
git
one more.
reset, that's
Yeah,
the command.
you can use git reset soft, and there is one more thing which we can use, which is git hard. So the reason between the difference between soft and head hard is once you do the soft, it will be available. Like you say, for example, you can see that file here, right? But
Mhm,
um, when you do a hard, see it says that this is my second head is now what your second commit, and
mhm,
if I do a git status now, it says we have a clean branch, because what happens is it will actually stash the entire file, whatever file, because when you after do when I do a soft, you can see there is a file because it will be unstaged. But when I do
mhm,
a hard, what happens is like it will completely clear all those files. It will completely discard all the changes. It will say that we are very clear. There is nothing to be added or there is nothing to be merged.
mhm.
That's
Yeah,
the
got
difference
it.
between git soft and then git reset hard.
Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah, so we can do that. Yeah, but this is how it works actually. So here you can see we don't have a feature branch now, feature branch commit. We do have only the master branch commit.
Okay,
We don't have the original commit, yeah, because that was the commit we did. Yeah, so you see this commit was removed, and currently we are in this commit now.
yeah. So like the latest commit, it will automatically get removed.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, correct.
So just think like we are having 10 commits I have made.
Hmm,
I
hmm,
just want to remove the third commit, which which I have done little back.
hmm, hmm,
So
hmm.
is there any way? Is there any
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
provision
we
that
can do that. Yeah, yeah, we can do that.
how we can do that one?
Just a second. Let me create few more comments. Yeah.
Sorry if I'm taking too much of time. Like
No
just
problem,
want
no
to do.
problem. Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I mean, okay, dot commit, and then let's repeat the same. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commits. Yeah. And do one more
So
thing. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
this
Yeah.
is enough. I think.
Fine,
I
right.
think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we are having five different IDs
Hmm.
right here in
Yeah.
this list. So now I want to remove this 096 E82E, the third one,
Okay.
which is in the middle. So how we can do that?
Okay. 0, 9, 6, 2. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can actually do a git revert. So that's one thing where we can do, or we can even use the soft command. So initially we did that git reset minus minus soft, right?
Yeah.
With the head -1. So which is like the latest command. We can even try that one. So git reset minus minus soft, and then this particular commit. So
Oh,
if I do
directly
that,
we can mention that
yeah,
ID.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If I do a git log online, you can see anything until that will be removed. So, okay, in case if I want to remove that particular commit, let me just try this one again. Yeah, okay. Commit and then git. Sorry. Okay, so now if I want to again remove that command, like remove that commit and discard that change, we can actually try git rebase. Try git rebase and then this commit here. Because what happens when you are deleting some commit inside that, then it'll be like a hanging commit because there'll be
Hmm.
a discontinuation, whatever you made in that change. So that happens there,
Yeah, yeah. I
right?
got it. But just
Yeah,
want to know whether I can able to
yeah,
do
yeah,
it or not.
yeah, yeah. We can do
Okay.
that. We can do that. Yep. And then escape. Q, yep. And then I do a git log. Uh, Freebase should look. Okay, let me just try another command here. Okay. So now this is my third commit. I should remove that commit. Ah, okay, I have like 3 commits and what you have to do is we have to git rebase. Okay, say for example, let me do another commit here and git status and then git commit. So now when I do a git log, one line. Okay, now I have a third commit and let me add one more. So now what I have to do is I have to rebase this. So when I rebase, what I'm doing is I'm actually rebasing the commit before the one which I want to remove. Say for example, okay, let me just do this one. Let me do the log online. And yep. Click off this. Yes. Sorry. And then this command. Okay. And here get this, and I want to remove this commit. What I'll do is instead of pick, sorry, instead of pick, I'll have to do drop. So this will actually drop my command and let me do a escape WQ. And if I type git log minus minus one line, so now you can see the command which I want to delete, I mean, which I want to remove has been deleted. So anything after that also have been, yeah, deleted. Let me just check one more time. Previous. Sorry. Log one line. Let me just get this one. Git base. Git base minus I. What happened? It seems that's already okay. So okay, please try this one. Fine. I'll just get this about this one, because anytime I have did that particular uh, deleting a particular commit in between, but still now what happens, like anything after that commit is getting dropped.
Mhm.
So what I'll do is, like, I think it could be somewhere in terms of reset or rebase, but I'll just check on that, and then I'll get back to you on that part.
Yeah, sure, sure,
Okay,
sure.
fine. Okay, so far, so whatever we saw about the kit is actually the very basic one. So next week
Mhm.
we'll just try to enhance, like, with the GitHub and everything, so that you'll get a complete idea on, like, what's the difference between the clone, and then what's the difference between branch, and then we'll try all these commit part. Okay.
Sure, sure, Rasan. So
Yeah,
next week,
sure.
the same time, we are going to have the same
Yeah, yeah.
session.
I'll send the invite. Yeah, I'll send the invite. I can find
Okay.
that. Mostly it won't change, but
Meanwhile,
yeah, it'll be the same time. Yeah.
yeah. Meanwhile, can you please share this recording so that it will
Yeah,
be
yeah, yeah, sure,
useful for
sure.
me?
I'll share that in the channel. Yeah, I'll share the channel subscription link, and then both the video link as well.
Okay. Video
Hmm?
link in the sense like it will be in the YouTube
YouTube
so
link. Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah,
you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine, fine.
Hmm?
Just
Okay, sure.
for
Yeah,
that
I'll just
purpose.
share those both. Yeah, in your LinkedIn message. Sure. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
So,
thank you,
see you next
Vasan.
week. Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye.